الآن.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Misa bulletin again after a long vacation. And now we shall start with our headlines. Spanish police fire rubber bullets near Catalan voting site. French soldiers shoot dead knife attacker who killed 2 in Marseille. And moving on to our details, starting with the violence in Damascus. Airstrikes on villages and towns held by the Islamic State group in eastern Syria have killed and wounded dozens a day after an attack by the extremists killed more than 120 pro-government fighters and briefly cut off the highway linking the capital Damascus with eastern Syria. According to opposition activists, it was not immediately clear if the airstrikes on areas including Mayadin, Bukamal, Bulail, Bu'omar and Mushassan were carried out by the Russians or the US-led coalition. In addition, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said Saturday's airstrikes and those the night before killed 18 people, including 2 children and 5 women. In relation to the context, Russian Defense Ministry spokesman said that all attempts by IS and Al-Qaeda-linked militants to launch offensives in the provinces of Deir al-Zur and Idlib in the northwest were repelled. Major General Igor Konashenkov said the militants suffered the most serious losses in months and their capability has been significantly diminished. He also said that Russian airstrikes killed 2,359 militants and wounded about 2,700 others over 10 days starting September 19th. He added that the dead and wounded included 16 field commanders. Moreover, Konashenkov said Russian warplanes destroyed 27 tanks, 21 rocket launchers, and over 150 other vehicles. Meanwhile, Lebanon's Hezbollah accused Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government on Sunday of pushing the region to war in Syria, Lebanon, and the Gaza Strip. In a speech to followers, Hezbollah leader Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah said the Israeli government did not have a correct assessment of where this war will lead if they ignite it, and did not know how it would end. Nasrallah also said they do not have a correct picture about what is awaiting them if they go to the idiocy of this war. He added that Israel does not know where such a conflict would be fought or who would take part. On the other side of the world, Spanish raid police smashed their way into polling stations to try to halt a disputed independence referendum on Sunday and fired rubber bullets at protesters outside the Barcelona polling station. The officers fired the rubber bullets while trying to clear protesters who were trying to prevent national police cars from leaving after police confiscated ballot boxes from the voting center. This came after the Spanish government ordered police to stop the voting process, saying it's illegal. On the other hand, Catalan President Carles Puigdemont condemned the crackdown, which officials said left 38 people with minor injuries. Additionally, Spanish Deputy Prime Minister says the Spanish police have intervened with firmness and proportionately against the Catalan vote on secession. The Deputy Prime Minister said on Sunday Spanish authorities acted in a professional and proportional way and that they weren't going after voters but referendum material. She also accused the Catalan government that is trying to hold the referendum of behaving with absolute irresponsibility. She said there hasn't been a referendum or the semblance of one. And going to France, 2 people have been killed during a knife attack at a Marseille train station. Police officials said the assailant was shot dead by an army patrol at the scene. They added that the incident took place at the central train station in Marseille on Sunday. The French Interior Minister said that he immediately went to the scene of the attack. At least 1 person was killed by the assailant, who was subsequently shot dead by police, while the second person stabbed during the incident has died according to what the police chief said. And finally, an attack on an officer outside a football game with a car and knife and a high-speed chase of a U-Haul that left 4 people injured in the western city of Edmonton, Alberta, are being investigated as acts of terrorism. Edmonton police chief said early Sunday that officers took a suspect in custody, adding that an Islamic State group flag was found in the car that hit the officer. The attack began outside the Canadian Football League game outside Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday night, when police say a car rammed a traffic control barricade and sent an officer flying into the air 15 feet. And before ending our news, let's take another look at the most important headlines for today. Spanish police fire rubber bullets near Catalan voting site. French soldiers shoot dead knife attacker who killed 2 in Marseille. And we reached the end of our news bulletin for today. Thank you for joining us and see you tomorrow in a new bulletin.